Now, Rosie, when it comes to school fates, I'm an expert because I go straight to the children's stomach and to their sweet tooth because I know that you put a rocky road in front of them and they'll do anything you want. If you need some rubbish picked up, they'll go over there and pick it up because they know rocky road is going to be winner. It's also great for those stalls because it stands out and anything with chocolate is going to be a winner in my book and anyone's book.
I feel my dark chocolate version is not going to do very well at a school fete, is it?
Oh, I'm just giving you a bit of a tip. I am a well-seasoned operator when it comes to school fates, and here's a tip. Now, I've got a big baking tray here because you're always going to make a big slab of stuff. And what I'm going to do is put some Glad Bake in there to help sort of seal it off so we can peel it off nice and quickly. A little tip, Rosie, a little bit of olive oil on a cloth like this, and I rub it all around the outside here like this. And what that does is it enables the Glad Bake to stick. So what I'll get you to pull off a sheet about so big, that's it.
Got it.
That's about right there. And we get it this way. What we're going to do is layer two of them. So I'll stick this one here, and if you put another one next to it, you can see the olive oil just helps it to stick. There we go, stick like that. Pop that in there like that, and it will hold up beautifully. Now slide that aside. This is the fun part here. This is the chocolate. Lovely dark chocolate and milk chocolate. Any leftover chocolate you've got in the pantry, you can melt it down. And look at it. I could just do this for hours. Just swirl it around.
Quite fine with it as well, to be honest.
Exactly what you do is pop it into a big bowl like this, pop it on top of a pot here, and you can see the pot's just simmering away. You don't need rapid boiling. What you want to do is melt it down very slowly. Now, if you are doing this with kids, and I've been watching, I've seen you nibble away, that's what happens. You've got to be real careful because people will nibble and pick at all these little things. So you have to keep it all in lockdown until you actually start. So I'll get you to hold this for me, Rosie, and I'll get you to pour that in here. What we do is we start with a good amount of marshmallows. There's a good packet and a half, 2 packets of marshmallows in here. Pink ones, white ones, and the tiny little ones. In go the pistachio nuts as well. Pistachios
now this I like, yeah.
They're quite expensive nuts, and you can use peanuts or any other nuts, or maybe not peanuts because people do have allergies. And if you are doing it for a school fete, maybe you want to pull the nuts out of it. Also got some white chocolate, in they go, and some Maltesers, which are my favourite. I remember the advertisement where they would roll these down the aisles at a picture theatre, and I've also got this Turkish delight that's coated in chocolate. I've chopped it up into little pieces, and we could just sort of stop here. Could you imagine this?
Should we just look at it for a bit?
We could, and I can imagine this being a great little, you know, one of those rides or those little things at a fete where you could have a face dip into the melted chocolate. So they'd all
handle it. I'm going to start.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that. So you can have them all line up, and for $2 or $3, they get to put their face into it, bite what they want, and walk away with chocolate faces. Can you imagine trying to get that through the principal or the school committee?
But of course, this can be dried fruit and nuts. We could do that. Of course.
Exactly. Some dates, some prunes, those sorts of things. Some apricots, making sure they're Australian apricots. Maybe a little bit of chocolate in there. You could really make it healthy if you want, but why would you when you can make it luscious like this? It's school fete. The idea is to outdo all the other families and have the most delicious thing on the stall that sells out straight away. They should be lining up for it. Now I'm going to lift this up, Rosie, and you're going to slide that in. And now if you can hold the bowl, no, I'll be able to get this all myself actually. Yeah, give me a hand there because it is a big bowl. I'll just hold it like that, and the baking paper must make sure it doesn't stick on the side there. It can get a little bit messy, and you can imagine with a couple of kids, I've got 3 boys, and if I attempted this at home, you can imagine there'd be 27 little fingers in here trying to help out and scrape out every little bit of chocolate. It would be a messy affair, but it would be a fun affair. There we go. Now what you do is spoon that out, or spatula right to the sides here. Make sure you get it up there and get it fairly level. Now it gets its name Rocky Road because when you look at the top of it, it looks like a rocky road with all these bumps and things in there. Now what I do, Rosie, is I'm going to pop this into the fridge. You know, you can do it the day before, at least a couple of hours. So maybe overnight's a good idea. It'll set beautifully, and then all you need to do is cut it out, put it into some pretty little packets, put it on a label, and make sure you add all the ingredients that are in there, and then sell it at the school fete. You need some oxygen or something? Oh, yeah. At any second, the oxygen mask will fall from the ceiling, and we could...
Well, it is quite mountainous, isn't it? And I am going to have to run along a lot of roads to burn this one off. You
will, but what I'm going to do is pull the board in, we'll lift it up. But you can imagine this is for a school fete. You're going to make a lot of this and share it around.
This is true.
There we go.
And school fetes are sometimes things, and this is a sometimes food.
Once a year.
Just need to warn you about that.
What I'm going to do, and see the baking paper is so important to keep it nice and easy to move around. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go straight through the middle, just like that. Oh, you can feel that crunch down like that. Oh, look at that.
Whoa.
It looks fantastic, doesn't it? We've got all that lovely pink marshmallow in there. We've got the pistachio nuts in there, bits of white chocolate, bits of white marshmallow, and I'm just going to cut a big chunk out of that like that. I just feel brutal when
You're
I've
proud of that, though,
I
aren't
know.
you? You're a bit smug.
Look, you can even put biscuits in here. You can put bits of sponge in here as well, but I'm just going to cut up into little pieces like this. Now, I know this is really sweet, so you and I are just going to have to share one block. I want you to take a bite of that. It smells great. You can smell the marshmallow. You know this is going to be trouble. You know this is sometimes food.
It's going to hurt tomorrow.
Probably a good idea to give this to the kids at the start of the day and then send them off to school, or at least this will give them the energy to run around on all the rides and drive everyone crazy. It's great, isn't it? It's tasty. It is a great little dish, isn't it?
I'd get the parents to sign a disclaimer before giving away this one because it's going to get tough a bit later. Wow. It's mammoth, isn't it?
Not much you can say. It's a killer. It's a great dish for a fete. I love this type of dish, but only in small amounts, I would have to say. Well, kids, you can have as much as you want, as long as you go over to someone else's house.
You always go one step too far, don't you?
I know.